guys, welcome back to another Fly Tying Friday. Tonight I'll be tying a Pat's Rubber Legs fly, and this is a stonefly imitation. It's an extremely simple fly. When I first started tying these, I thought there's no way they are as effective as people say, but they totally are. I tied these when I went out to Montana and used it a lot in my nymph rigs, and it worked extremely well. And I started using it here back home in Maryland, and it just works good everywhere. So I thought I'd tie it up here. This is a size 8 curved shank nymph hook from Allen Fly Fishing with a few wraps of 0.015 lead wire. And I'm just going to work the thread back to the bend of the hook, go down the bend a little bit. And I like using a curved shank because it gives the fly a more natural profile, like a curled over stonefly. So, alright, first thing we're going to do is add the rubber tail section. So I just tie this in like a V pattern. Just tie it on one side and then just fold the leg over. And this rubber leg material I'm using is just jig skirt material from Bass Pro Shops, and it's the barred version. I kind of like that barred look. Alright, now we're going to tie in the chenille. I'm just going to pluck out a few fibers to get down to the core and tie that core in the back. And I'm using the brown and yellow variegated chenille. Alright, we'll work up just to where the lead wire starts, and I'll tie in my first set of legs. And all I do for these is tie them in slightly angling back, so I'll tie the one closest to me first and then just give it a little bit of an angle and tie that other leg down. So they're just kind of gently sloping backwards. And I'll just do 2 more of those. Alright, now that we're back up towards the head, I'll tie in another set of legs as antennas, just like I did the back tail, but just along the eye. And you can make these as long as you like. I'll go back and kind of trim these up after we get everything tied in, but alrighty. Now we're just going to work this chenille up through all the legs, and make sure whenever you go through the legs, you wrap the chenille so the legs are still angling backwards and lock everything in place. And we'll just tie it off right there. And whip finish. Alright, so now I go and kind of get picky with it and make sure all the legs are where I want them to be. If you just pull on them in a certain direction, they'll just kind of lay where you like. And I'll go through and kind of trim them up to the length I want. I like to keep them pretty long, but just keep them kind of uniform on both sides. But that one looks pretty good. You can leave the tail longer or cut it shorter, whatever you like to do with that. Okay, now the final touch that I do for this, you can fish it as is, or you can put a top coat on it of black Sharpie. What that Sharpie does is I think it adds just a top layer. It's kind of like a golden stonefly imitation with this color combination, but I think it looks pretty good. And the final step that I do is just add a touch of super glue or Zap-A-Gap right on each leg, and it locks those legs in there, and you can do like a final little touch up to the direction they're splaying out, and that'll keep everything nice and solid in there, and then a little bit at the eye too where your thread wraps are. So alright guys, well that's the Pat's rubber legs fly. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next week on another Fly Tying Friday. Thanks for watching.